Hello, my name is Karen Stangram and welcome to Conquer Crochet. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how we can crochet around our phone cables so they stop mysteriously disappearing. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can cover your phone cables. It could also be your headphone cables, any plugs and things. Maybe you want to plug in your television and you've got a DVD player and you've got another box there that does something, and you want to maybe colour code them, so your TV's in blue and your DVD player's in pink and something else is in yellow. That way then when you come to unplug it you know which one you're actually unplugging. You can colour code them for your family, so you've got different colours for your family, and you can do this with any yarn. Particularly good way of using up some of your scrap stash. So for this tutorial you're going to need your yarn. I'm going to be using a double knit cotton. This is a Patterns cotton. I think the colour is Peacock. You can use any yarn you want to use. Any scrap yarn that you have left over is really great for this project. Just make sure that your hook size is appropriate to the size of your yarn. And talking of hook size, I'm going to go down to a 3mm. Normally I'd use a 4 with a double knit, but I really want a nice tight stitch going around the cord. So you're also going to need your cord. I have a pair of scissors to cut off my yarn and a needle to sew in my ends. So let's get on with the tutorial. So I have my wire here, my cord. I'm just checking to make sure that it's all okay. If your cord is broken, do not wrap cotton around it. If there is a fire and this sparks, then you're going to have problems and it's going to ignite and go up in flames a lot quicker if you've got something cotton around it. So best to do it with a wire that is completely intact and you don't have any frayed bits or exposed inside wires, especially around the ends here. So we're going to start off with our yarn and we're going to make a slip knot. You can do this in whichever way you prefer. And I'm then going to pick up my phone cable. You don't need to worry which end it is, it doesn't really matter which end you start with. And at the start I'm going to be hiding my tail so I don't have to weave it in at the end. So I'm going to start off by having my hook resting alongside the charger bit, and I'm going to go underneath the wire, grab the yarn, pull it back through, yarn over and pull through. So we've basically made a double crochet in UK terminology, a single crochet in US terminology, and I'm hiding this tail as I go. So yarn under, grab your yarn, pull it around the cord, yarn over, pull through, and just keep pulling them up towards the ends because you don't want any gaps, so you want to keep pulling them up towards the end you started at as you're going along. Now I'm doing this with a UK double crochet, and what you end up with is quite a small little bit here. If you were to use a half treble or half double in US, or even a treble, the bit around your cord would stay the same. The bit here would just get bigger, so it does depend on what you're looking for. I prefer the smoother finish, just to have a small amount there. So I'm going to keep going all the way up my cable until I get to the end. So it's yarn under, hook under, grab your yarn, pull it under the cable and over. You should have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the 2. I'm going to bring it up a bit closer one last time. So I'm going underneath the cable, grab the yarn, now I'm going off screen there, try that again, underneath the cable, grab the yarn, pull it round, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops, and then squish them all up together. This is very similar to the technique I use for making the scrunchies. I'll put that in the descriptions below in case you're interested. There we were going round an elastic band, this is just going round a phone cable, and you can do this with any cables. It's particularly good on your headphone cables because they always get tangled up. No matter what you do, no matter how you store them, they always manage to get tangled up. So you could do this around your headphone cables and they won't get tangled up anymore. The other beauty with this is that people cannot steal your phone cables. These are yours. They've been crocheted over. No one can nick them because they've got your crochet on them. Or you could do them for different members of your family, so everyone has a different colour, and you can colour code the cables. You could also do them for the cables behind your television. It doesn't just have to be phone and tech cables like laptops and things. You can use it for all the cables in your house, anything that you want to look a little bit prettier. If you've got a cable running somewhere, then why not cover it with some crochet? So I'm going to keep going down to the end of my cable, and I will see you at the end so I can show you how to finish off. So I've managed to work all the way along my cable. It's quite time consuming to go along, but it is worth it, and also it's something you can do in front of the television. It's quite a mindful task. As I say, I'm just coming up to the end now, and I want to make sure that I really get up as tight as I can. Now if you want to, you can crochet over this bit here. I'm going to just stop at the wire, I think. I like to keep that little bit separate because sometimes they can heat up if you've been charging for a long time. And you can do these in any colour you like. You can do them in any yarn you like. If you've got a self-striping yarn, that would be quite nice because then it would, in a nice variegated yarn, you get lots of different colours. You can even change colours, so as you would ordinarily, you can just slip on a new colour. So I'm just coming up to my last few and pulling them back just to make sure I get enough in there. I reckon another one, maybe two. Go that one. Oh, I'll get another one in there. Alright, okay. There we go. So I've come to the end, I'm going to yarn over, pull through, get my scissors and cut off a nice tail and tighten that up. So if you did what I did at the beginning, your initial tail you will have already crocheted over the top of it, so you don't need to worry about that one. So we just now need to weave this tail in. Now make sure you're not using too sharp a needle because you don't want to puncture the actual cord underneath. So we're just going to go under these stitches here, and you can go under a couple at a time. So let's just do the first few. Make sure that's nicely tidied away, and then go under the next few. And you just have to have a little wiggle and a waggle just to get those through, and that's quite tight. So I don't think I'm going to weave all of this in. I think I should be okay there, so I'm going to pull it nice and tight whilst I cut, and then when that stretches back over you won't be able to see that. Now you can have your stitch part all at the top if you wanted to, or you can twist it and you get quite a nice effect with the twisted braid as well. So if you want something, so if you wanted a nice twisted effect, you could use that twisting there as well. So like I say, you can do it in any yarn that you want to. I did this one in a slightly shinier yarn. It's got a bit of sparkle to it, just to add a bit of bling. So you can do it in any yarn that you want to. And that's how to cover all your cords. Really hope you found that tutorial useful. If there's any information that you'd like to find out about the video, everything will be linked in the descriptions below. And if you have enjoyed it, please hit that like. Go on, do it now, it's just down there. And whilst you're there, why not subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single stitch. Don't forget also there are 2 videos on screen now to help you on your crochet journey. I will see you over there. Thank you so much for joining me on this one and happy hooking!